Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Life Doula Podcast, where we continue to explore transformative modalities to healing and wellness. Today, we will rediscover the magical world of gratitude and manifestation. So imagine if, amidst life's most challenging moments, you possess the tools to transform your mindset, influence your journey, and foster healing. What if by harnessing the power of gratitude and manifestation, you unlock a pathway to inner peace and resilience, even when faced with the trials of a cancer diagnosis? In this episode, we invite you to reimagine what's possible when gratitude isn't just a fleeting thought, but a guiding principle, and when manifestation becomes a daily practice of hope and possibility. Together, gratitude and manifestation form a dynamic duo, one offering solace and perspective, the other instilling a powerful sense of agency in shaping our future. Our special guest is renowned for merging these profound practices with his passion for sports and arts, crafting a unique approach to supporting the cancer journey. Join us as we uncover how cultivating gratitude can shift our focus from scarcity to abundance, and how manifesting our deepest desires can empower us not just survive, but to thrive in the face of adversity. Prepare to shift your perspective, enhance your well-being, and unlock the potential of your mind in today's compelling discussion. Welcome to the Life Doula Podcast, Matt Barbers. So thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, and you're very welcome.
Now, tell us, before you discovered the powerful practices of gratitude and manifestation, what was like for you, and what events or experiences led you to this space?
Before my regular practice of gratitude and manifestation, like on a morning and nightly basis, life was great. Life always is great. But compared to when I started my daily, monthly practice, and I'm on my 20th month now,
Wow.
where every month I have a different partner. I started May 2023. The difference of that I feel internally, externally in my whole experience is, even on a tough day, on a quote unquote bad day, I don't have a bad experience. I'm not saying that I don't experience negative emotions or feelings of sadness or longing or this or that or anxiety. I've had it. It's more like every day, the first thing that I do is I choose to say out loud what I'm grateful for. I never ask for anything anymore. Let's use the word prayer. Some people might not have a relationship with that word, regardless if you're religious or not. But in prayer, generally, pag tinuturo, is you always ask God for what you want. I never ask for anything anymore. I only ask for two things: guidance, discernment. Everything else is thank you in advance. Thank you that I always get what I desire or something better. Thank you that I'm awake today on God's wake-up list. Thank you for water. Thank you, I had an amazing day. Kahit di pa nagsisimula araw ko, that's how I start my day. So my experience has totally shifted. Materials are the same, but I cannot unsee alignment anymore, even on tough days.
You mentioned you started this practice May 2023.
Yes.
When did you start really experiencing the shift?
Day one.
Day one?
As in nakakakilig, nakakakilabot. I could not plan what happened on May 1. So many things happened on that day. So there's this book that changed my life, but it taught me the same thing that the practice did. The funny thing about this book and this practice is, the book was recommended to me months ago, 2022. Pero never napahiram sa akin until days before May 1.
Okay.
Right? This practice was taught to me by Kimilu January.
Kimilu is both our coach.
Yes. She's the Pioneer Life Coach, and she treats me like her brother, her protege. She doesn't charge me for anything. She believes in me. She supports me. I have conversations with her, and it's allowed me to grow. So she taught me this practice in January. So book was recommended, sabihin mo na around after September 2022. The practice of this gratitude morning miracle is January. I didn't start both until May 1. Dahil dumating lang yung book sa akin days before on a hike. And then the practice, Kim Milu messaged me the night before. She goes, "Hey Matt, do you want to be my gratitude partner for May? I have a new partner every month. It feels like it should be you." That's one thing I learned from Kimmy. Going off of intuition and really where it resonates, just trust it and allow. So that's when I started it. And when I started it, I felt the effects day one. Kasi the book in chapter 1 and the practice was teaching me exactly the same thing, which even now neuroscientists are talking about.
Yeah.
Na dati people think this is woo-woo. No, it's all brain chemistry, it's all physical, it's all this weird spiritual thing in one thing. And it's scientifically observed. And it taught me not to ask for anything, because when you're wanting daw, right? People in prayer wanting, please give me this, God, can I have that? You are declaring a lack of.
Yeah.
So sinasabi mo sa sarili mo, sa katawan mo, sa experience mo, I want that. I don't have it.
Which means I don't have
Which
it.
means I don't have it when you're wanting, right? Then what the practice in the book taught me in chapter 1, I had to drop the book. I said, give me a picture, because it got really weird. Was basically, the book is called Conversations with God, an
Yeah.
uncommon dialogue. It is not a religious book. I love this book. I read it twice. God was telling the guy na the correct prayer is not that of supplication. Kasi you declare a lack of kung sinasabi mong, can I have it? So you're saying wala. The most powerful and correct prayer, therefore, is that of gratitude. And then ito yung weird. Parang, if I'm paraphrasing or quoting right, God tells the guy, because when you are grateful in advance, keyword, in advance, then you see it in effect. It's kind of like how all these billionaires or CEOs tell you to work backwards. See your goal, the path reveals itself when you know that that's the goal.
And in your case, you thank God or whoever, the creator you believe in,
Right.
for something in advance. It's already with me.
As simple as thanking this glass of water, thank you. Water is literally life. No one can argue. Religion, no religion, water is life. We need this. This gives life. Simply gratifying this gives me so much. Versus if I was in a different state and I drank, the experience is different.
It's just water.
It's water. Or I can say, wow, this is water. Versus, water lang yan. I have water. So many people in the world don't have water.
And you know, that's a beautiful perspective, because a lot of times it takes something big in your life to happen to you, to be grateful for. People refer to this as little things, right? It takes, say for example, cancer. For people to say, I now appreciate I can go to the bathroom on my own, I can walk around on my own, and I can drink water. Why? Some chemotherapy drugs prevents you from swallowing if you drink cold water, right? But in your case, you were not sick. You were just doing the practice. When you started appreciating, I would say, the little things that we take for granted, and that has shifted your life. Matt, everybody knows that you are into so many things. You're into arts, you're a performer, you paint, you're in musicals, you love sports. My son said, oh, I see him in Saddle Row.
I teach there too. Yes, I coach.
You coach there. With all these things going on in your life, how has gratitude and manifestation play in the different things that you do?
Okay, so two things. One is gratitude has allowed me to receive those things, but it also allows me to take care of them. So all those things that you said, it's crazy to hear it, because a lot of those things just came this year or last year, and I'm not looking for them. Like, it's funny, you said your son sees me in Saddle Row and I coach there. They just hired me because they thought I was capable. So they trained me. They've been trying to get me for years, and I can easily say no, or I can be like, I'm ready now. I'm into sports. I'm part of Rockwell Run Club. Day one, I went there this year to learn. On day one, they made me lead. Now I'm a leader. I go to places to learn, and then it just, the gratitude allows me to say thank you for the opportunity, and to be like, wow, I have this now, not later. Then let me be present and say yes. And then once I receive those things, the gratitude allows me to nurture it. Something just flashed in my head now is my last relationship. Um, I love this person. It was my choice to go single, 6, 7 years relationship. And I keep telling people, if I was this grateful in that relationship, because there's no problem with the person, I could not guarantee certainty. Then I realized what I lacked was this act of gratitude. If I was this grateful in that relationship or in any relationship now moving forward, I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
Because it starts with me.
Yeah.
So yun.
But everything at the right place, the
Right
right
time with the right people. Always.
Right.
It was meant to go there.
Yeah. Matt, there are so many misconceptions about gratitude practices and manifestations. Can we try to debunk some of these misconceptions? Could you help us probably, just name one or two common misconceptions about gratitude and manifestation?
Okay, so some people think being grateful is saying thank you. It ends there. My mom told me, Matt, I used to think I was grateful until I realized that I complain every day. And there's a misalignment there. One of the things I got from the book as well is basically you can get anything you desire, but you need to align 3 steps: thoughts, words, and actions. So someone can think they're grateful. Someone can do their practice and say it out loud na money flows easily to me every day. And then mamaya, nasa restaurant ka or nasa Grab ka, tapos biglang may opportunity to tip and you go, bakit to magtitip? Hindi naman malaki sweldo ko. You go back to that lack mindset. You're not grateful all of a sudden. Your thoughts and your words without the action means nothing.
True.
Either of these. You have the actions, you have the words, pero misalign yung thought. You'll think na even if you get it, hindi yun. So it really needs to click together.
It has to be aligned.
It has to be
cannot
aligned.
just be like a pure lip service.
Right. So a misconception is, number one, people think it's easy in the sense na just say it, grateful ka na. No, you have to act grateful.
And you really have to believe it.
Right. And then the other one I would like to share is people think manifestation is not real or it's woo-woo. First of all, you're manifesting life every day. It's just that people are now using these words and there's this esoteric this and that. Na nagmumukhang, hindi, fad yan. No. Manifestation is happening on a daily basis. I drink this water, I'm manifesting something in my body. I eat this healthy thing, I eat this dirty thing, something is literally manifesting. Now the question is, are you conscious of what you're manifesting on a daily basis? So it's now choosing to align your thoughts, your words, and your actions. So the vision aligned with your actions. To know that I can't blame charity for this.
Yeah.
Matt is accountable for this manifestation in my life. No matter how far removed it seems, accountable tayo for what we manifest. But we need to be conscious and choose.
You're here in the context of the cancer community.
Right.
That I'm inviting you to also serve.
Yes.
How do you think gratitude, because it's so hard to find that grateful state.
Yes.
When you are in pain,
Yes.
when you're thinking about mounting medical bills,
Yes.
how do you think gratitude and manifestation can be integrated in the space of someone who's going through such a life-changing phase?
Right. It's crazy. When you invited me for this, I had to sit back because it's such a humbling thing. The same way all these opportunities come into my life to coach, to do this, to learn, to act, to perform, na parang imposter syndrome can kick in and be like, am I ready for this? Who am I? What are my credentials? And then I just have to be grateful and then choose the loving and honest thing. And what I've learned is the easiest way for me to communicate this is to talk like I'm talking to a kid or to my family or my best friend.
Yeah.
Because who am I to give you advice when you're going through something so difficult that, Matt, you're not going through cancer. So what I like to do is, ako yung tipong in math class, whenever we're in school, tapos may tinuturo yung teacher, tapos magkatabi tayo, hindi mo gets. Tapos na-gets ko yung formula. I'm the type of person that I can see what they're teaching, and once I understand it, I can break it down simpler. So I think that's one of my gifts. I'm going to do that now. So the way gratitude and manifestation can help people
living with cancer
is I'm going to make it logical for them.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. You have cancer na, kunwari, right? You're a person who's having these difficulties. Okay, given. I don't have that. Okay, let's just talk about your options. You already have that. And when you complain, you're physically manifesting new things, chemicals as well.
Yes.
It's also been recently proven, and Dr. Joe Dispenza also noted this, right, along with other people, that your body in a grateful state, in a truly grateful state, and I think you sent me a link that talked about this also recently. Literally, creates these things that help your immune system and literally kills cancer cells.
True.
So if we go off of logic, it might be tough, but I'm gonna say black and white. Okay, the same way you have this medical option, you don't have to take that option. My options for you as help, as a friend, is okay, you can choose to continue your medication because you're gonna do it anyway. Choose to continue therapy, and you don't have to be grateful. Okay, you can choose that. Or you can continue doing what you're doing and be grateful, and guess what? Scientifically, you give your body the chance to actually heal and thrive significantly more than when you're complaining.
True.
Ganun lang.
I was having goosebumps when you said that because I was doing weekly chemotherapy as opposed to people having it once a month because it was very advanced. I was grateful that I could afford being in St. Luke, say for example, having access to a very good doctor. But each time chemotherapy would come, I would just like be in a state of, ano ba yan? It's poison. It's poison coming into my body. And for 2 sessions, I would have the worst side effects, right? And I was talking to someone on the phone explaining that I'm in this very small cubicle. And while I was saying I'm grateful I could afford this, I was complaining about how small the cubicle was, how long the chemotherapy was. And after I was that conversation, there was just a curtain between me and the next patient. And she peeped through my cubicle and she said, I overheard you. Can I just say that I'm here doing chemotherapy, knowing fully well that I may not respond to this. The doctors are not even recommending that I do this, but I do this anyway because I want a shot at getting better. But you have a clear shot. You're qualified. I'm not.
Wow.
And I didn't realize it until this person told me. And I said, I can choose to be grateful the whole way through and really feel it that I'm grateful. And you know what? I wouldn't say magically, but my side effects were so manageable after that. When I looked at Friday, which was the day I would do my chemotherapy, as healing day. And so therefore, I am grateful that I am going to have a chance to heal.
Yun.
And it added a skip on my walk, and I had really happiness. And people find it weird that I was happy going to a chemotherapy session. But with that sharing that you just said, and we've never met, this was in 2016, it changed the whole trajectory of my healing process.
Wow.
Totally. And I don't think I'd be healed, be no evidence of disease state if I continued with that mindset of being grateful but grumbling, being grateful but, right? Just be in a complete state of gratefulness.
Yes.
So just weird that you share that.
That's weird, right? Like, who am I? But I'm just sharing my truth and honesty. I'm not trying to sell anything to anyone.
Yeah. From your perspective, what are the profound benefits to the community, integrating gratitude and manifesting in one's daily life?
Okay.
Because I heard you say this many times, that when you started really having a very vivid manifestation of how your day will be, you started really just attracting things that before you were not even thinking of having.
Kasi one way I like to look at it is like everything is already here. And depending on our mindset, so if I were just to give 2 options of a mindset, non-grateful and complaining, lack, scarcity, or grateful, loving, sharing, abundance, what it changes when I choose one lens is it changes what I see. I'm not sure if I'm going to say this correctly, but there's something called like a red car theory or something like this or whatever. And let's say we went on a drive and then I asked you to tell me how many red cars you saw, right? And you were aware of it prior. Makikita mo lahat. If I ask you for a different color, because yun yung focus mo, you wouldn't tell me.
Yeah.
So it's literally everything is already there. So the gratitude, what it does for me and for everybody and for the community is, as you're choosing to be grateful and saying it out loud in advance and how you desire your day to be and every day to be and even tomorrow and just what you're grateful for yesterday in general, is you start to see the things that are working out.
Yeah.
Kasi meron eh.
Yes.
There's always something good, right? I can choose to be like, ang init naman ng light na yan. Or I can be like, ay, may aircon naman eh.
Yeah.
Or ganito yung thing. But then there's always gonna be that. But when you shift to focus on what's good, they say nga, diba, where your attention flows, energy goes.
Energy goes.
So literally, you're adding fuel to either something good or bad, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So it can help the community, caregivers, patients, thrivers, by when you focus on a good thing, the good thing gets better. So you finally found one medication or one breathwork practice or one meal or one nutritious thing na you responded well to that one thing versus the 9 things that didn't. Rather than focus on the 9 things but that didn't work. Wow, this worked out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that spreads into your whole body.
And really, if you look at it, you're mentioning these things, and what comes to mind is not everybody in the cancer community heals, right? But people still have a choice in terms of what they will focus on. And a lot of people will say, we all die at some point. And the way to shift is, if you have cancer, you have the gift to prepare. To prepare, whereas someone who drops and, say, for example, has MI or a heart attack, they didn't have the time to prepare. So that shift in perspective is quite powerful.
Yeah.
Right? You're very young to be in this state. Normally, it takes a lot of things in life for a person to be able to see things a little differently. What triggered? What clicked?
You know, that's funny. So I did a podcast earlier interview this year, and that question comes up. I meet new people, it comes up. Lalo na if I meet someone and I'm so positive and I can tell that they're going through something, they ask me, Matt, were you born like this? Were you always like this? Were you always this positive or this grateful or this ganito?
Were you?
I'd like to think, what I answer is I was always me, the same way you're always you. But when people ask me, Matt, what gave you this discipline? What gave you this gratitude? What clicked? I can point to one thing, but it'll never do it justice. Kasi charity is charity, not because of her mom or her dad or yesterday. You're a collection of your experiences, as am I. But what I do say is this, lalo na when it comes to the word choice. The reason I choose to be grateful, the reason I choose to be disciplined, the reason I choose to drink water versus alcohol is because I needed to know the contrast first. I needed to know what discipline wasn't. I needed to know what gratitude was not. I needed to experience depression. I needed to experience the negative things so that I know that, okay, alam ko na yun. Now I know.
Now let me try this.
Yes, I can choose.
That, I think, marks the difference between someone who knows of gratitude and who knows of manifestation, as opposed to someone who integrates it.
So they say knowing is different from experiencing. I got that from the book as well. You can know something, but it doesn't mean you're experiencing it. You need to choose to experience it. And it's like, we know how to get fit. We know the exercise. If I don't go to the gym, knowing is doing nothing, right? But facts, right? Diba? If I can know what's good for me, but if I choose the wrong thing, knowing does nothing for me, right? Knowledge is nothing.
Can be stagnant if you're not putting it into
right. If
action.
I'm not wise enough to act on what I know I should do, then knowledge is not really that powerful after all.
So we now know how gratitude and manifestation can look like. Let's put manifestation in the context of what people go through in the cancer community, whether you're a warrior, a thriver, or a love giver. I heard you before say that as you are grateful for the things that have not yet happened, you integrate into your practice that you imagine what your day will be like. Do you think that's something possible for people who are going through the cancer journey to be able to tell themselves, I choose that my day will be good,
Yes. Yes.
no matter if I'm going through chemo or experiencing pain?
So, right, the word good is a relative word. Everything else. So, I like you said pain. What I learned from many places, and again, I'm going to keep referencing the book because it's funny. I don't plan these things; it just happens. Is in the book, it references pain being inevitable, suffering is not necessary, and you can get to a point where you're so grateful and also aligned that even pain is not painful anymore. But the word discipline comes into play because people will be like, easy for you to say, Matt, you don't have cancer. Easy for you. Sure, okay, valid yung sentiment nila.
Yeah.
Iba-iba tayo. But then, if someone didn't have cancer and they're similar to me, there's still someone who's not as grateful as me.
Yeah.
There's someone more privileged than me who's still not as grateful as me. My point is this is universal. No matter where you are, whatever your status is, mayaman kami, it's so easy to complain.
Yeah.
The word discipline comes into play because the word is practice. I'm not just grateful, boom. But you practice enough where it becomes a habit. The habit becomes a lifestyle. Then it doesn't become a difficult option anymore.
It becomes very intrinsic in you.
Yes. The same way that when you learn ballet, at first you don't know what it is. You do it for weeks on end, months on end, and everything. And then all of a sudden, you learn the basics. How to prop up, how to posture, the positions, the turning, spotting with your eyes and your head. But you need to do step one. You need to do step one every day. And then step two comes when step one is, you have to show up first. That's it. You just show up. Show up for the thing and everything will follow.
So it's knowing what it is. It's you telling yourself before the day starts, you envision what your day will be.
Yeah.
No matter what comes your way, right? Whether it's a bad scan, a low blood stat.
Right.
When you're in that mindset, when a bad thing happens, like what you said, I am not free of negative emotions. It still comes. So bad days will come. But if you practice these things daily, then no bad day can overcome you.
Even in the past few months where I have had some of the most difficult challenges and I would cry. If this was before 2022, iiyak ako and I would complain out loud to myself, to God, to whoever you believe in. And I would be like, ba't ganito?
Yeah.
Bakit ang sakit?
So you'll be whining the whole time.
Now, ang nangyayari is, I'll still say what I feel. Bakit ganito? Bakit ang sakit? But you know what? Thank you for giving me my desires or something better. I trust and I let go because I have to. Because I cannot control every variable. But I can choose to be grateful for where I am now.
Yeah.
Present. Dito lang.
Because the outcome is not ours, right? But I think what you're saying is we have a choice. The choice to imagine what our life will be amidst cancer, right? As you continue to champion these powerful practices, gratitude and manifestations, what's the big dream, Matt, in this space? What's the big dream? Where do you want to take this? Beyond the podcast, beyond speaking engagements. What's the dream?
You know what's wild? The way you're saying that is like I planned it. I envisioned things like this, but I never planned it. The same way I couldn't plan being there, I was invited. And then I met people at my table, and now I have new opportunities to share, to help, to receive, to profit while helping people. And I never really asked for as a kid, when people ask me, what do you want to be? People say fireman, wrestler, ganito, right? Ako, two words always were consistent. And this was prior to high school. So before sports, before arts. Even though I didn't understand the words, I said, social worker, philanthropist. I want to be able to have so much so that I can share more. And what's crazy is, even without those billions right now, just doing this, even if like I don't get money for this to me, I feel so rich. So I guess The dream is, and I'm only thinking about this now because you asked me, I never thought about it, is to not only be able to spread gratitude around the world where it becomes a lifestyle for people na hindi na mahirap na option, but in this space, the dream is I'm gonna do this. Thank you, Lord, in advance that I am in a time and space where so many people who thought it was impossible before have been cured of their illnesses. And or one reason is because somehow they found a practice na kumalat because I was one instrument for that. That's one of the dreams. Thank you, Lord, it's done. Amen.
So the dream is that this becomes a movement, that people live their life grateful,
Yeah.
with or without the things that they have,
Yes.
and envision a healthier life,
Yes.
whichever way the road goes.
Experiencing a healthier life.
Wow.
I don't want them to stop at vision. I desire for people to experience it. I have had a new partner every month. If I did 20 months and I did 2 months by myself, I literally spread this practice already with 18 different people for a month straight. And they spread it again. So if I can spread that in group settings, wonderful.
When I met Matt and Reef, guys, they were huggers. That was the first time I ever heard the term huggers. I know the term hug, but we had an event, it's called Manifestival by Kimi Lou. And she was telling us, we will have huggers. I said, what do you mean huggers?
She gave us a shirt.
I made and ako pa, I was very conscious about the health thing, right? I said, Kimi, we have to ask permission for people to be hugged because some people may not want to be hugged for health reasons.
True.
She said, don't worry, I have a t-shirt that says
free hugs.
Free hug
Just
if you
ask.
want. Just ask, right? And I thought she was joking when I was at the event. I saw Matt and Reeve and another girl that has a shirt that says, free hug, just ask.
Yeah.
But little did I know that they had other roles in the event. And when these two took the center stage and talked about breath work, gratitude, and manifestation, it just clicked. I said, I'm establishing an ecosystem for the cancer community, a non-medical ways of healing the body holistically. I said, these two guys can help the community. So right then and there, I approached Reef, but it was so busy. Later on, I reached out to Kimi. So long story short, Matt and Reef went into our anniversary. In that anniversary, they met Doc Alex, who's eyeing both Matt and Reef to also help doctors and patients. And in that same anniversary, they met Chef May. And a couple of weeks after, in the anniversary of Studio Plant Made, these two guys were there doing the thing that they do, breathwork, manifestation, and gratitude. And I know that within that circle, these guys got invites to do different things, to do the same things with different people. This is now the movement that's starting, right?
It's so weird.
It's weird in a good way.
Beautiful way, in a magical way. It's unreal, but it's really real. And all I have to do is show up. That's
and
it.
receive.
Yes.
And let's tell them about what we usually say when we manifest. This
or something better.
Tell me about that.
It's basically acknowledging the fact that you are always at the right place at the right time with the right people. And that sometimes, wherever you are in your journey, you ask for something or you manifest a desire. To have faith that the way the universe works is that it will always favor you. Meaning, if you're meant to learn a lesson this way, a hard way, an easy way, whatever way, that's what's the best for you. So when you manifest and are grateful, usually you'll notice everything starts to come to you. The tough part where people can sometimes quit is biglang when they don't get it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that didn't work anymore. So what? It's not real pala, chamba lang yun, or coincidence or whatever. No. That's the tricky part. It's like a trick question from the universe na even when you don't get what you want, can you still be grateful for what you have?
Yeah.
Because you need to trust that you are always getting what you desire. Thank you, God, that I got this or something better. And you allow the universe to unfold naturally the way it would, the way people are very different, kanya-kanyang journey. But it's the same choice as earlier. Different scenario. Start of your day, midday, mid-problem, end of the day. Do I complain that di ko nakuha? Or do I think, oh wait, no, because something else is happening. That's a new door.
And to translate it to the cancer community,
Go ahead.
challenge of cancer patients is we want to control the outcome. I want to get better today. I want to get better after 6 cycles. What we always miss is that sometimes it's not the outcome, but the journey. If the healing doesn't come, and again, I remember this scene from the series The Chosen, right?
Okay.
And Jonathan Rumi, who plays Jesus Christ, said, the Father can give you anything now, but you have a different role to play, a bigger role. What if, he said, the Father doesn't give you what you asked for, and you still remain grateful? That's the story you are meant. That's the role you are meant to play.
Yeah.
And in the context of the cancer community, we don't always get what we want when we want it. But when we are ready to receive it, as you said, God makes it happen.
This is one of my favorite musicals I've ever done, Joseph the Dreamer. And there's a song there, one of my favorite songs. When God closes a door, he opens a window. Choose to see the window. See the window. There's a window there. It's there, always there.
I think it's fate that you mentioned Joseph the Dreamer, because a very good friend of mine couldn't explain to her son what she was going through. And because they watched Joseph the Dreamer together,
They did.
she said to her son, even if I don't make it, there's going to be a window that will open for us. We will see each other, and even if I'm not here, I will be with you.
Right.
Right? So again, that gratitude of really digging in and making something out of what could easily be a very sad situation, right? But after she explained that to her son, he was able to accept it. At some point, mom will go.
Wow.
But mom will still be here. Because her goal was for the faith of her son to be intact and even be stronger, to keep believing in
Right.
God, despite the fact that she was going, right? That's the power, I think, of gratitude,
Yes.
that she was able to pass on
You know, it's
to her
crazy.
son.
And I don't believe in coincidence anymore. And I'm a very logical, scientific person, but I don't understand coincidence. I don't see that anymore. Also, Joseph the Dreamer, in the quote I said, and you saying this story that's relevant to this, I haven't touched this in months. Today is the first day I'm wearing this, possibly this year.
Wow.
And
of all the days.
Of all the days, it just felt like I'm going to wear this shirt today. And I don't know, it just clicked.
God always finds a way. Matt, for someone just beginning the exploration of gratitude and manifestation, what advice or maybe first steps that you can give our audience that they can take to start doing this, to harness this practice and integrate this into their lives?
Okay, so if I was just talking to someone random and we didn't have time to talk about in-depth things, is one or two things. Is start your day with gratitude, or end your day with gratitude. If it's start of your day, just think of 3 to 5 things. You can write it down or you can say it out loud. You can record it for yourself alone of things you're grateful for. Ganun lang kasimple. Or at the end of the day, this might be easier for others. Getting into it is say 3 to 5 things you're grateful for about what happened today. And when you're starting in the day or at night, if you think of something that you don't like, wag mo na sabihin. Okay lang naman isipin mo, reality yun. I didn't like that this person cut me off in traffic. Don't say it out loud na. Just choose to say and write what you're actually grateful for. So it puts your attention on the things
Brings
that matter.
you back. Okay.
Yes, it keeps you here and keeps you good. Parang rather than be affected by the negative, no, let me take the positive so that I can affect myself and others in a positive way. So ganun kasimple. Start your day or end your day with 3 to 5 things you're grateful for, any medium, and just try to do that every day. And if you don't get to do it on a certain day, don't beat yourself up. That's part of the process. The fact that you're showing up and thinking about it or seeing this video and like, I might do that, that's already a win.
Yeah.
The process has been processing. The gift has been given. Receive it.
I like that. The process is ongoing and the gift has been given.
It's been given.
What about manifestation? Like really thanking for the things that have not yet happened, but you claim that it's really happening.
Right.
How would a beginner start to do that?
So let's say you start saying thank you in advance. Now, I'm grateful I became a great actor. I'm grateful. Amen. Thank you. So that's thoughts, right? And words. Good. Now put it into action. Usually naman, it's easy for people to think in this, but then they stop themselves because they're not good enough. The only way for you to be a master is to know that you're a beginner. The only way for you to do the thing is to start as a student. The only reason I'm learning and sharing and getting these opportunities is because every day I choose to learn if I can learn.
And practice it.
Practice, because now it's like, I choose to be an actor. People will say, di pwede yun. Kasi hindi sila yun. Don't let that stop you. Because me, everything I do, this is crazy. 90% of everything I do today professionally, people growing up, family, environment, school said, I can't. I'm not talented. I don't have this. I am not Gary V. And now Gary V was my dad in the show. And now I'm singing, dancing, acting, producing music. I'm doing all the things in between. I'm doing technical stuff that wasn't even part of the thing. And I'm just showing up because I chose. And when you choose, the path reveals itself. But you won't get there unless you take that step towards that path.
It's funny because the next episode, I will talk about the power of what you believe in.
Yes.
In my own cancer
Wow.
journey. Like, I did not give power to stage 4. I gave power to the God that I believed in. That even when science said there's no end point to your treatment, God healed me in 14 months.
Wow.
Tops.
Wow.
And even my own doctor wouldn't believe
Right.
that my scans were clear.
Yeah.
The power of what you believe in.
That's so true.
Because I heard you say before that you have to declare these things, but you have to believe in what you're declaring.
Yeah, because if you're doing one thing for health, I'll drink this water, but I think this is not going to do any good naman eh. Your system's already confused.
You're contradicting.
You're contradicting yourself. So your cells are listening, it's doing what it's doing, and it's literally science. And to support what you're saying, I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. The problem with people who are so on science and they're so misaligned, they forget that science is just observation. What science is telling you now is just based on what they've observed so far. Every day, every year, they discover something new. But guess what? Science did not create that. Science observed reality.
And a greater being created.
This water, science didn't make water. That tree that has this name scientifically, science didn't make that. Science says, what's that brown thing with the green thing? Let's name it this. Now we know. So literally what you're saying is scientifically observed. Now also, thinking yourself into sickness or healing. Thinking yourself into action. That's science too. So yeah, galing.
Yeah. So really what you believe in matters.
Yes.
Right? And for that input that Matt gave to beginners, actually the number that Matt gave us was 3.
3.
When you start doing the practice, you'll end up writing more.
Yes, feel free.
Actually.
Feel free.
Because I've reestablished that. And when I sit down at the beginning of the day, not touching my phone, getting my journal, writing down, in prayer and meditation, you end up writing more. And you realize there's so much.
So much to be grateful for.
Be grateful
Hindi
for.
mauubusan.
Yeah.
The same way
And-
hindi mauubusan to complain.
Yeah.
Same.
And this is not some big thing. You just really I thank my friends for picking me up. I thank my driver for being careful on the road. That granular. Wow.
Ganda.
So, guys, another tool or two tools that Matt introduced to us, the power of gratitude and the power of manifestation in the cancer journey. Thank you, Matt, for sharing your profound insights and experiences with us today. Your journey highlights the remarkable potential of gratitude and manifestation to shape our lives with intention and resilience. Before we even come to a close, Matt, if people want to reach out to you so you can be their coach on gratitude and manifestation, how and where can they find you on social media?
Okay, so my preferred means of direct engagement and like messages is Instagram, just because it's instant and it's every day. It's at Matt Matters 153. So MATTMATTERS 153. So message me there for sincere, serious inquiries or even conversation. Conversation is free. Syempre, if you want more time and specifics, we'll talk about it.
Yes. Yes. As we conclude the enlightening episode of the Life Doula podcast, let's reflect on the powerful insights shared today about gratitude and manifestation. And here are the things I learned from Matt today. Reframing challenges with gratitude. Embracing gratitude allows us to shift our focus from what is lacking to what is abundant in our lives. This practice can transform our outlook, providing comfort and strength, especially during the challenging time of the cancer journey. Aiding your healing through manifestation. Manifestation empowers us by aligning our thoughts, as Matt said, our intentions with our goals. By actively visualizing our desired outcomes, we can cultivate hope and a sense of agency even in the face of illness and adversity. Integrating practices for holistic healing. Combining gratitude and manifestation not only enhances mental and emotional well-being, but also supports a holistic approach to healing. Together, they foster resilience, hope, and renewed sense of purpose, which are invaluable to any healing journey. As you navigate your own path, consider these practices as integral tools for empowerment and healing. Thank you for joining us today. We hope this episode inspires you to explore these insights further, and you can contact Matt and invite more gratitude manifesting into your life. Until next time, keep nurturing your mind, body, and spirit.